like you need the pain pill. Hi, I'm Dean Bushmiller with Expanding Security. The pain pill is here for us to find one more thing to make us more secure, make us better at our job, or make our job better for us. Come and get your free class on BIA by going to bit.ly Painpill1203. Hey, listen, if you want to get some fun out of class, let me ask you a question. Who likes breaking stuff? I mean, that's what we do in the Certified Ethical Hacker class. We teach you how to break stuff. Next, our new class starts on January 24th. So come, it's going to be a great time. Today we're going to talk about business impact assessment versus risk assessment. It's really the same data with a drastically different view. If we look at the BIA, it's all about protecting availability. We look at a time element and we focus on a service or process. For example, we might ask the question, how long can we be without that mail server before it causes a business problem? And that's an availability and time element kind of question. And we answer that in the business impact analysis. In a risk assessment, what we do is we focus in on integrity and confidentiality. We make no assumptions about time whatsoever, and we normally focus on something like a scope of a particular asset, like a building, a server, or a server room. In these cases, we ask, who could attack this, when could they attack this, and what would they use to attack this with? And what would we lose as an organization? So it's a lot of the same things overlapping here. Both of them are going to address the value of a particular asset or a service to us, and they're also asking, how do we protect it? But how do we protect its confidentiality and integrity versus its availability? Okay, so where's the problem? Well, the problem is a lot of organizations will seek out ways to do consolidation of process and data. And since much of the same data for the BIA or the RA are the same, and they're collected by two different groups, people say, well, let's just jam these things together. And that causes some problems. Remember, the BIA is framing the problem in a purely availability way. So I would say, hey, can we use that old mail server, or could we use the old way that we did this, or could we just limp along for a while? Because in business impact analysis, we try to figure out a way to keep the business running so that the business actually wins. Do you think in a risk assessment that somebody would say, hey, can we use that old firewall for a while? That's not going to happen. Because the risk assessment is really focused in on controls, and it's looking at the evil or the adversarial issues. We're always looking for those new vectors of attack. So the risk assessment tries to look at things from a standpoint of gaining a defense in depth. So they're pretty different. So what we could do is we could look at these two and leverage from each other. The policy fix I think would work really well is the BIA data being pushed over to the RA and vice versa. And when we communicate for either of these processes, actually focus in on availability, integrity, and confidentiality when we communicate. From an action item standpoint, we could reset our BIA and our RA time cycles. If you do a BIA once every 6 months and a risk assessment once every 6 months, maybe you should think about doing them at opposite quarters. You can gain that invaluable information and insight from each one of each other. Also, make sure that you validate the BIA is focused on availability and the risk assessment is focused in on integrity and confidentiality. You can get more pain pills by going to our YouTube channel or going to expandingsecurity.com/painpill. This week's free CPE education is on Wednesday at 12:30 Central Time. You can go to bit.ly Painpill1203 and we're going to talk about the business impact analysis. And hopefully you don't need a pain pill until next week.